Hello and good afternoon. Thanks for tuning into CNN News 18. I'm Kritsween Walia, and first up, we start with the big story we've been tracking since late last night, which is India defeating Pakistan in the Champions Trophy. The ICC tournament, which has grabbed headlines across the world now after Team India thrashed Pakistan in the ICC Champions Trophy. This, remember, happened at Dubai, unfolded at Dubai International Stadium last evening. Shoaib Akhtar and Shoaib Malik had a major meltdown on Pakistan TV. They expressed their feelings by singing sad songs. So here's another very interesting conversation which has broken the internet. So let's quickly first up play out this particular video.
मलक आज के मैच के बारे में क्या कहेंगे?
दिल के अरमां आंसुओं में बह गए, हम वफा करके भी तन्हा रह गए।
ये एनालिसिस आपका?
जी।
तुम्हारा क्या एनालिसिस है फीजी?
रह गए।
चलो कोई बात नहीं। दिस अ पैनल। हाँ जी।
अब तो आदत सी है।
प्रोग्राम बढ़ गया।
मलक आज के मैच के बारे में क्या कहेंगे?
दिल के अरमां आंसुओं में बह गए, हम वफा।
Okay, I want to go across to Vineet Ramakrishnan from CricketNext, who joins us with more. Remember, Vineet, several such interesting conversations, have been going viral on social media, especially from former Pakistan cricketers who have come out to, this is one way of expressing their disappointment, but they have spoken of, the current playing 11 of Pakistan in poor light.
Well, of course, I mean, this is not even on the lines of disappointment. I think for the former cricketers, it has gone beyond that line of disappointment. It's just, there's no, as the video says, they don't have any explanation. They can't really give you an analysis because that's how the Pakistan cricket has become. It has deteriorated to this extent where these former cricketers, whenever they are on these panels, they just don't have any explanation to what is ailing Pakistan cricket, the kind of decisions that they make, even from the playing 11 perspective, even from the way they are playing. Their ODI cricket is still way behind. It seems like they are playing their ODI cricket way back when they played in the 2000s and the early 90s. So yeah, I mean, various interesting comments, not from Shoaib Akhtar, even the likes of Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunus. And also you have to remember the fact that the disappointment or the frustration from these guys particularly stems from the fact that, interestingly, when these guys played, the Akhtars, your Wasims and your Waqar Yunuses, Pakistan had an upper hand over India. Even now in ODI cricket, Pakistan has a much better ODI record, in comparison to India. So the frustration is pretty much, it's visible there, and it has come to a point where they are now used to it. They know that when it comes to an India-Pakistan encounter, it is not going to be an evenly matched contest. It is going to be lopsided. India in the last 10 encounters across formats with Pakistan have won 8, and all of the 8 wins have been quite emphatic. But what it also brings out to the fore is how the Pakistan cricket or the former cricketers pretty much view Pakistan cricket in general. Hypothetically, let's say if it was Indian cricket which had such a stunning loss, you would still see some kind of pride where Indian former cricketers may be defending the Indian team. They may try to put in some cricketing logic. But from a Pakistani point of view, they've just given up on Pakistan cricket, and it's such brash and blatant to the point that it becomes kind of insulting for the Pakistan players how these former cricketers react. But yeah, their frustration is pretty much evident because Pakistan has not been able to put up even a iota of fight against India when it has come to, recent times when it comes to India-Pakistan games. And it is kind of a disappointment for us also.
Instead of the batters, because Pakistan managed a modest total of 241, certain resistance put up from Saud Shakil, Mohammad Rizwan in the middle order, but all in all, not a great showing really. But it also seems that this kind of an ire, anger is directed more towards the pacers because a lot of expectations were set on them, but the likes of Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer and Shubman Gill have decimated those hopes.
Well, absolutely. A lot of the ire, in fact, not just the Pacers. I'll say that it is towards the management also, that how you are picking the team, how, this is your home tournament, this is your home tourney, and before it ends, comes to the business stage, you are out of it. So the ire is not just towards the players who are performing, but in the management perspective as well. And as you said, how Virat Kohli and Shreyas Iyer or Shubman Gill really dismantled the Pacers. ODI cricket for Pakistan, they are still stuck in that early 2000 era. This is not how ODI cricket is played right now. Even if you have the great pacers in Shaheen Shah Afridi or Naseem Shah, they can't as pacers do much if your batters are not putting up, totals which they would be able to defend. 240 was a very below par total even on that tricky Dubai track. You needed some kind of 280, 290 score even for the bowlers to come into the play. Kudos to the Indian, bowlers to restrict them to 240. And we know India's strongest point is the batting, and it has really come to the fore. We were talking about Virat Kohli not able to perform, not able to put up big scores. But when it comes to the big games, the big players come up. For example, Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
It has not been the case with Pakistan, be it a Babar Azam, be it a Mohammad Rizwan, or even Shaheen Shah Afridi, their premium pacer. All of them are under pressure, and it's more of the pacers not able to get anything from their batters to defend, and India again steamrolling it. And India were very clinical. They were coming into the tournament as they are one of the form favourites. They had no chinks in their armour, so to speak. And when it comes to Pakistan, they take it a notch up, and that's what you saw. Pakistan had no chance. And the ire, it could be for the pacers, it could be the batters, but overall it is just for the administration and the management, how Pakistan cricket has deteriorated, or the way they have allowed it to deteriorate to this extent.
Absolutely. A lot of decoding to do, but India chasing down that target comfortably, and especially with Virat Kohli's brilliant century pretty much anchoring the innings. Thank you for that, Vineet. This kind of meltdown is not just being witnessed in Pakistani studios, in news studios, but also on social media. So let's listen into some of the reactions coming in from the Pakistani fans.
Shaheen bhai, Shaheen, कितना दलील करवाओगे? Shaheen bhai, हमारा क्या कसूर है Shaheen bhai? हमें भी तो बताओ, क्या जुल्म किया हमने आप पे? मेरी जान बताओ हमें। Shaheen bhai, Shaheen, कितना दलील करवाओगे?
Going across to Vineet once again. Vineet, that really has been the sentiment, isn't it? Least to say that, in the stands, the Indian fans clearly outnumbered the Pakistani fans. But Pakistan, at the risk of an early exit, they've suffered 2 consecutive losses. And now their fate pretty much is dependent on, mathematical calculations going forward based on other teams' performances.
Yes, absolutely. That has been the case with Pakistan in the recent years when it comes to ICC tournaments, that they do end up losing the crucial games, the big games, and they end up with mathematical propositions to really, keep them alive. For example, now Bangladesh-New Zealand game, which is today, it depends on that. If New Zealand go ahead and beat Bangladesh, it will be very difficult for Pakistan to make a comeback, even if they win their last game against Bangladesh, which with the current form they are in now doesn't really seem to be, a position where Pakistan could beat Bangladesh also. And the fans are, as I said, it's not just because Pakistan lost to India, because how they have been losing to opponents, the manner in which they have been. They lost to New Zealand at home. Even before the Champions Trophy, they lost to New Zealand at home in the Tri-Series final. So nothing's really working for Pakistan, and it's baffling how they go ahead with their team selection. You had their key player Fakhar Zaman ruled out of the tournament, and you bring in a discarded player, Imam Ullah, who was discarded because he doesn't have the ODI strike rate, and yet you go ahead and play him. The team selection itself is very questionable there. The lack of intent from somebody like the captain Mohammad Rizwan. So the ire or the frustration from the fans is not just because they lost to India, but overall how they have been playing. And one thing you can talk about the Pakistan fans is that similar to Indian fans, they are very passionate about cricket. They are very passionate about their players.